Well, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day, we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when men were free.
You've seen the rest, but why not the best? He is a graduate of Washington and Lee University, the premier private liberal arts college in Virginia, where he was the first African American ever elected to student body government. You've seen the rest, but why not the best?
I speak neither from false provincial pride nor artful political flattery. For no man about to enter high office in this country can ever be unmindful of the contributions which this state has made to our national greatness. Its leaders have shaped our destiny long before the great republic was born. Its principles have guided our footsteps in times of crisis as well as in times of calm. Its democratic institutions, including this historic body, have served as beacon lights for other nations as well as for our sister states. For what Pericles said of the Athenians has long been true of this commonwealth. We do not imitate, for we are a model to others.
He voluntarily enlisted as an infantryman in the U.S. Army Reserve immediately after Iraqi tanks rolled into the sovereign nation of Kuwait. You've seen the rest, but why not the best?
Some of you men are wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about it. I can assure you that you'll all do your duty. War is a bloody business, a killing business. The Nazis are the enemy. Wade into them. Spill their blood. They will spill yours. Shoot them in the guts. Rip open their belly. When shells are hitting all around you and you wipe the dirt from your face and you realize that it's not dirt, it's the blood and guts of what was once your best friend, you'll know what to do.
He volunteered for active duty immediately after the First Gulf War and was assigned as the legal specialist for the 2nd Ranger Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, an elite light infantry rapid deployment combat force representing less than 1% of the active duty army, and prepared to respond to deploy special operations soldiers to address emerging contingencies anywhere in the world within just 18 hours. You've seen the rest, but why not the best?
And also in the human rights revolution, if something isn't done and done in a hurry to bring the colored peoples of the world out of their long years of poverty, their long years of hurt and neglect, the whole world is doomed. Now I'm just happy that God has allowed me to live in this period to see what He is unfolding. And I'm happy that He's allowed me to be in Memphis. I can remember when Negroes were just going around, as Ralph has said so often, scratching where they didn't itch and laughing when they were not tickled. But that day is all over. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world. And that's all this whole thing is about.
Identified by senior command officers as one of the best amongst the best of soldiers and recommended for officer candidate school, he was accessed into the Military Intelligence Corps and served as the aide-de-camp for all U.S. Army strategic counterintelligence in the continental United States, with follow-on assignments before completing active duty service as the most junior commissioned officer to have ever served as the operations officer for all Army strategic counterintelligence in Congress. You've seen the rest, but why not the best?
I am proud to come to this city as the guest of your distinguished mayor, who has symbolized throughout the world the fighting spirit of West Berlin. And I am proud to visit the Federal Republic with your distinguished Chancellor, who for so many years has committed Germany to democracy and freedom and progress.
He has served as a battalion intelligence officer in armor and infantry battalions in both the Virginia and New Jersey National Guards, gaining valuable experience for planning and conducting conventional military operations, as well as in responding to natural disasters and civil unrest. You've seen the rest, but why not the best?
All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the words, Ich bin ein Berliner. I am a citizen of Berlin.
For almost an unprecedented 3 years in the U.S. Army Reserve, he has served as a commander in a basic training unit, responsible for the training, welfare, and morale of a company of 250 initial entry training soldiers, and 3 years in a row had led basic training companies to setting post records in qualification in basic rifle marksmanship. You've seen the rest, but why not the best?
Well, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
After 2 years of pandemic crisis and emerging military contingencies in Eastern Europe, the times demand proven leadership and experience. But even Dr. Rochelle Walensky has said that over the past 2 years, human choices have not served Americans well. You've seen the rest, but why not the best? Major Mike Webb for U.S. Congress. Nobody else has the resume. And failure, this time, is not an option.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Well, one day, we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when men were free.
This advertisement was authorized by Mike Webb.
All right, you sons of bitches. You know how I feel. I'll be proud to lead you wonderful guys in battle anytime, anywhere.